video and audio recorded, and in accordance with the governor's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, MGL-C 30A 20, relating to the 2020 novel coronavirus outbreak. This meeting is physically closed to the public to avoid small groups, but it is on Zoom, and you can go to the town website to access that meeting. Okay, the first thing, let's take care of Ben Kimball, the Boy Scout, and go over his project and see what we think.
Hello, yeah.
Hi, Ben.
Hello. So,
this is his project right here.
So I actually got my binder right here, and I'd love to show you guys the pictures of my project. So my project was on, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. My project was on Lind Farm Conservation Land, and pretty much what we did there is I set up a bridge and I put in some trail markers along the trail. So here are some pictures of the bridge being constructed with my volunteers. So you can see that. And then here's one segment of the bridge. So we did 3 10-foot sections of the bridge.
Yep.
And we got the after shot right here. So this is the 30-foot bridge.
Okay.
And just got a couple pictures of that. And here's a picture of one of the trail markers that I put up along the trail, along the entrances, exits, big points where the trail splits off. So I'd love to take questions from you guys. Just thank you as my beneficiary for this project. And I require the beneficiary signature that I completed the project up to your standards. So yeah.
Now, was this off of Marshall Street or from the Lazy Looper entrance?
We dropped off the bridge at the Marshall Street entrance, but both ways can get to the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Questions from any of the commissioners before I ask Janet to speak about it? Okay, Janet.
Hi. And we have to remember that David told me to put my hiking boots on. So I went out there and I started from Marshall Street. And the nice way to put it is I had a wonderful jaunt in the woods for quite a while. And I ended up in Rentham, found construction workers who were nice enough to bring me all the way back to my car. But I did find, knock it off, David, I wasn't laughing. But I did find your bridge. My only concern is not knowing exactly where I was, because next to it is that little dip like a vernal pool. And when I look at like Oliver or whatever, it's not clear if that's on the Lazy Looper, you know, the school property over there, or if that's actually in the, where are we supposed to be? Lind Farm. So I'm just not clear from my point of view. There was blue markers everywhere.
Yeah, I actually know the no trespassing sign, I believe is
Oh,
the
I
thing
saw
you're
those
referencing.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, so the no trespassing sign, I believe, goes onto a trail in someone's backyard. That's private property. But the trail I built my bridge on, let me get the trail map out right here for you.
Which is not the one that I had with me.
So if you see, this is going to be tough to do electronically, but
Do you have it on your computer?
I don't believe I have this document on my computer.
Oh, okay.
So the Marshall Street entrance is right here, and the bridge was constructed right about here on the trail. So it is on the yellow trail.
Okay. You know what? If it's possible, because I guess David maybe signs off on your paper, can you just mark on that trail map that you have, or make a copy and give a mark so we have that location for the bridge?
Sure. Yeah.
Just in case I ever decide to go look for it again.
Sure. No problem.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We'll put a bell on you, Janet.
No one would have heard it. There was no one out there.
Okay, any other questions? for Ben. So I think that he has fulfilled what he said he was going to do and for the project. And as Janet mentioned, she was out there, gave us some nice pictures of the vernal pool, plus the bridge and markers and stuff. So I would entertain a motion that we accept his project. And then I'll sign off on the papers tomorrow. I'll coordinate with Ben. Alan, welcome back.
Yes, Dave, nice to see you. I'll make a motion that we accept Ben's project as submitted.
This is Fred. I'll second.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, opposed? Okay, Ben, we've approved your project. I'll send you an email, or you can send me one. Maybe we can meet sometime tomorrow morning.
I'm actually in school tomorrow, but I'll
Oh.
email you about next time we can meet. But yeah,
Okay,
perfect.
yeah,
Thank
tell
you
me your
guys.
schedule.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Maybe we can
All
do it
right.
over the weekend.
All right.
All right, thank you, Ben.
Thank you. Goodbye now.
Excuse me, David.
Yes,
Before we go on, there's somebody here whose name is only spare dash XXXX. Can we find out who that is or?
Yes, I'm sorry about that. This is Julia Stearns with Beta,
Okay,
and I'm here to for the Pennacook Street project.
okay.
excellent. How do you spell your last name, Julia?
Stearns.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, first we'll do NOI 240-0631, the swimming pool on Cowsit Street. And I guess let's start, since we went over this at the last meeting. Janet, why don't I turn it over to you first? And you can tell us what you found out there, and then we can go to the applicant.
Okay, so I did, Tara, I did go out and get pictures of the erosion controls. There is some erosion that's going on from the fill that's at the bottom of the pool. So, you know, my thought was to extend the erosion controls. Like if you come from the driveway side and then go behind the house, that side there, to extend that erosion controls more, because some of the dirt's getting past the end of where the erosion controls are.
Okay.
To extend that longer. And then you were talking about putting plants at the bottom of the pool, but just because like tomorrow too, we're supposed to probably get hopefully some more rain, but maybe just to do like 6 inches of mulch there to hold that soil, you know, from the erosion control up to where the pool is. Oh, and there's my photos. Thank you, Amy.
Okay,
So see the top line of photos are the ones I took in June, and then the ones further down were taken in August. So you can kind of see the change in that soil that's starting to kind of wash out there. So maybe mulch would, that was just my thought when I was out there. Board members are welcome to comment.
Sure.
Is there a sock down there? An erosion control?
If you see the bottom left-hand photo, you can see it. It kind of looks like a
Yes.
pale sausage.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep,
Yep,
nope. And then over on the right,
yep,
in
okay.
between, the picture in the middle, if you can kind of see it. Yeah, there you go. Oh, good. Yep.
Okay, where's the owner?
That's me, Tara Commendal.
Okay. What do you think of Janet's suggestion?
Sure, that's totally fine. Yeah, we were gonna put some loose stone, and also mulch is fine. We can do that, and some pachysandra, we were thinking. I guess it's photo 2 up at the very top. You know, you see how that's just soil there, some
Yeah.
pachysandra there. Something's already growing. I don't know what that plant is called, but that where the silt sock is, that's erosion control and spreads. That was already there in the yard, so we can add more of that too, but I'm happy with what Janet suggested.
Okay, is that something you can do in the near time frame? So in the next week or two?
Sure, yeah, sure.
Okay, if you'd let us know when you've completed it and Janet can take a final look at it.
Yeah, so she just wants, you want mulch around the whole thing, Janet, or where do you exactly want it?
That whole area that's been disturbed around the pool above the erosion control, just so that soil's not washing down to the wetland.
Okay, no stones, you'd rather have mulch? Because last meeting we talked about stones where you suggested. We were gonna do some loose stone there to keep it, and there's a stone wall.
I don't really see a stone wall. I see rocks from when the fill was spread, but I'm not seeing a stone wall out there.
Okay, yeah, it's buried by the soil, but okay. Yeah, I can do mulch. Yep.
And 6 inches. Yeah. Especially if we're getting heavy rains tomorrow, there'll probably be some washout too. But yeah, if you would do that within the next 2 weeks and then let Janet know, and then she'll take another final inspection.
Sure.
So what I'd like to do is just continue, since the pool is already in, we can continue it. Is there any conversation, questions, comments from the other commissioners? Okay. Then I'll
David, if I
entertain-
could, no,
What?
David, if I could just bring up one point, because as far as the state regulations, you've got your buffer zone, people can actually go up to the 0. Under the local, we do have that 0 to 50 foot do not disturb. They have disturbed that 0 to 50 foot with the work that they've done. This is just to the commission members with how do they feel about that? Do they want mitigation for the area that's been disturbed in that 0 to 50 foot buffer zone? That's for members to.
On these pictures, where is that 50-foot mark?
Well, it's hard to say because it goes down slope and you're measuring horizontally and you can't really. If you look at the plan is showing the erosion control 35 feet from that wetland. So that's 15 feet into that 0 to 50 foot do not disturb area.
Janet, I think it said 47.6. So we're only 2 feet 4 in.
With the plan that we got, if you measure because you're going to where the erosion control is, because then you're hitting that disturbance. That's where that fill is. So it's from the wetland down to where that erosion control is, and it's about 35 feet.
But the pool is, yeah, I guess I'm just trying to clarify. The pool itself is only 2 feet 4, and we have the erosion control there.
Right, and then you've got the fill in between, so that goes down to 35 feet.
Well, I think it's on an arc, so I guess I agree with you, Janet. It's hard to measure. That's that particular arc where it hits. So, because the pool is round. I wouldn't say 30 feet. That's quite a big number. I'm looking at the same plan, just looking right here.
So, I mean, the members, don't have to have a decision now. I mean, if they were thinking of doing an order of conditions, that could be something that's in the order of conditions for them to address.
And that would be the area of the 47.6 that's on the plan right now.
Yeah.
But you say it's down to 35.
Right, because that measurement's from the wetland line up to the pool.
Yeah,
When you have that fill area there.
and that area has been disturbed,
Yeah, that's
Oh.
where the fill is around the pool.
but that's the only area that's been disturbed.
Right.
Okay.
So I have a question. It's Fred. Looking at the plan where the line goes 47.6 from the pool down to the wetlands. What is in that area? Is that just all brush below the erosion control barrier?
Yeah,
Is it, how much is the slope?
it's pretty steep. I told Janet, we had a conversation. I don't walk back there. It's pretty, it levels off the back of the yard. There's a level, then it levels down to where, that's why we had to add stuff to level the pool. Then it levels down a little bit, but there are existing stone walls in the woods there, but it's all brush. There's some trees. I suppose if you looked at the pictures, you could see, if you look at the picture where the silt sock is, you'll see trees. There's trees growing pretty close to the, yeah, see how it is? It's all grown in. We don't really use that or walk back there or anything.
So maybe like what's that, a 45-degree angle at its steep until you get down to where the wetland area is, and then that levels off down there.
Do you think some plantings would be appropriate to help with prevent erosion?
I'm happy to do that. Yeah, we planned on doing that anyway. Anything green you can get more green back there is fine.
But then usually people are, forgive me, running to a big box store getting plants, and most of those are not native or they're invasive. My thought was, especially with children and you're coming out of a pool, originally you were talking about putting in some sort of like evergreens or something, and I wouldn't want to run through there barefoot. So I thought the mulch is nice for holding that soil, and you're not getting attacked by plants or anything. I mean, things, might come growing up through.
If
but
I had my choice, Janet, I would do the erosion control plantings rather than the mulch. The above ground pool just has a ladder, so they're only going in and out in one location. You can't kind of jump out, and I think the pictures show that. You can't really walk. You can walk around the pool to kind of clean it, but that's the only thing we'd be doing. We wouldn't be even walking back there. It kind of looked nice with the trees and the shrubs, all that greenery looked. Yeah.
But our concern right now is to stop the erosion. You can see that soils, every time it's raining, that's heading down. Plantings, you're going to disturb the soil to put the plants in. They have to be watered or whatever. In the meantime, that soil can still be going downhill. It takes a while for those plants to spread out. Our concern right now is trying to stop that soil from eroding down into the wetland area.
Oh, I understand. I understand that. Sure.
Is there, if I may ask, is there any reason why we're not lumen seeding this and trying to get grass to grow on it? And just let it go?
We haven't been able to do anything since we don't, each meeting we have had, we've kind of asked if we could add things, and we were told no. So each meeting, until we get like an order of conditions, we can't do anything back there. So we're kind of under a standstill, because I think, as you can see, on the other, there's no picture of the other side of the pool, but there's greens growing everywhere because it's been so long. You know what I mean? It's been about 5 months. So.
I just would feel better if there was some kind of root system in there rather than just mulch, because mulch is going to wash away. And I have a pool. You're going to be walking around there cleaning that, and that's going to wear it also.
I'm happy with plantings and some kind of seeding. I agree, because I think that will hold it steady. So
even if it was just wild grass that you just let it go, you're not going to mow it or anything. Just throw it in there. So,
Yeah, that's great with me. I'm happy to do that. Yeah, that would be wonderful.
I think for an immediate effect, I think you need something, just because if it rains, say tomorrow, even if you plant something, it's going to take a little while to establish. So I think just adding mulch for now and then planting into it this fall, I think would help greatly.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if that makes sense to me, but I'm happy to do whatever you guys recommend. Things take pretty quickly back there. It's pretty shady. It's not very hot, but also the added benefit is we have a well, so we can water whatever we need back there with the well. So grass seed, wild grass seed sounds perfect to me.
But that'll take a couple of weeks to come up.
Yeah, that's not your finish. That's not going to stop the problem today. But at least if you throw something on there, Dave, it'll
Yep.
start to germinate.
Yep, I understand.
I agree
Oh,
with
good point.
I agree with the wood chip as well. You can throw grass seed on it, throw wood chip on it, and that grass seed will still germinate over time.
Okay,
And Janet, we can allow her to do that now?
Yeah, I mean, it's not stabilized yet, so that was my concern. You know, I don't want, you lose too much by the pool and then you're running the risk of having problems with that pool collapsing or whatever pools do. So just to get it shored up, get it stabilized.
sure.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and if you would, throw some wild grass seed over it, the whole area, and then put some wood chip or some mulch on it, not the 6 inches though, at this time, and let the grass start growing. And then at the next meeting, we'll give the final order of conditions. We should be in a better position.
Okay, and
Yeah, let's protect that area.
did you say not to the 6 inches? I guess I just want to be clear what we,
Janet? If we take Alan's suggestion of throwing grass seed down or mulch or wood chips,
Well, can you put the wood chips or mulch down and throw the grass seed on top because it'll go in between all those spaces? And
sure.
Yeah, either way. Or how about hay? Do you disagree with hay also, Janet?
no, hay, people don't like looking at hay, and
Yeah.
the other stuff will slowly decompose. Hay takes a while to break down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the instructions will be, go ahead and put 6 inches of mulch down and then throw grass seed on top of it for now.
Or the other way around.
other way around, yeah.
Yeah, that grass seed will come through the wood chips.
Okay,
It will.
Okay.
okay.
And Tara, you'll call me, let me know when that's done so I can just go check.
Of course, yeah, sure.
Great, thank you.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to continue this until the next meeting, which is, when's the next meeting?
October 14th.
Okay, at 7
Sorry.
o'clock. I'll entertain a motion for that.
I move to continue our hearing for 4 Coastal Avenue, NOI 240-0631 to our meeting on October 14th, 2020 at 7 o'clock.
Second,
Second,
any further discussion? Okay, we'll take a roll call. Jim,
aye.
Fred,
Aye.
Alex,
Aye.
Miss Alex.
Aye.
How come I don't see everybody? Oh, there it is. Get my button down there. Alan
Aye.
and, oh, where'd it go?
Chelsea.
Bad. I'm sorry.
Valstone, aye.
Okay. All right. Tara, we look forward to seeing what you're gonna do, and then we'll try to finalize it at the next meeting.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll pick up 11 Pennacook Street. Open that hearing. Is the engineer here?
I am here.
Okay. I guess, what do you have anything to say before we open up the beta report?
No, other than, as I said, I went out with Julia and with Janet, tried not to influence their decisions at all, but just wanted to make sure that they, knew where the property was and where they could find the wetland flags, and then let them sort of do their thing. And I've read the beta report. I don't see any issues on our side, on our behalf, but I'll let Julia explain it to you and Janet. And then if you want me to speak or if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer anything, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay. Julia?
Okay, hi. Yes, so we met John out at the site. Thank you, John. He gave us a little tour, and I agreed with their wetland line. So that was good. And the only items that I have to comment on really is the notice of intent, which was pretty basic and straightforward, very good. But on the plans, there's many spot grades as opposed to contour lines, so it just makes it a little difficult to see how the proposed topography or the proposed elevation lines are going to meet up with existing contour lines. You can see in the western corner of the, okay, right here. So we have spot grades. It's difficult to see how these contours, the proposed, meet up with the existing. And the next item was, just where will they plan to put staging or dewatering areas? The groundwater is pretty shallow throughout the site, and so I really believe they're going to encounter groundwater when they start excavating. So just dewatering, it wasn't mentioned in the NOI, and that might be a concern. And then the next item is a question about the narrative doesn't actually coincide with the erosion controls that are listed on the plan. And this is just minor. The plans mention an orange construction fencing as opposed to, I think, maybe a silt fencing, if that's what was meant, just to clarify that. And then the last item was the leach field is going to require a steep slope. And I would just suggest having more erosion control either on that slope or ready to put on that slope because it's going to be quite steep until it's stabilized. And that's it.
Okay. Janet, do you have any comments?
We got a new plan from John, so John Glosser, so maybe if he goes over that.
Where is that? Is that the one on the screen?
Yes.
That's so tiny, I can't see that. It's
Can you
with
pull
the
that up?
revision date of 9/8, way in the bottom right-hand corner.
Can you confirm that, Amy?
So, Mr. Chairman, I can confirm it because the only change is that on our plan prior to this, right up above where it says wetland flag A4, there was a note that said that it hadn't been confirmed that these were isolated or bordering vegetated wetland because we didn't really know who the people to the right were. That's sort of downhill as you're looking at the plan, the people to the right. But we have since we did the plan originally walked through there and we found that this wetland does connect to wetlands that are on the abutting. So it'd be to the north on the abutting lots to the north. And then eventually there's a culvert under Massachusetts Avenue. So this is all connected. And so it is bordering. So we took that note off, and that's really the change. The reason there aren't a lot of contour lines is because if you went out there, you would see that most of this land is flat. So we generally just do 2-foot contours. And that's what we show here. So there's not a lot of contour lines, but if you want us to add, make it 1 foot contours, it's just a click on the computers. We could do that if you would like. We could add a staging area if you would like. As far as dewatering, we normally, and I don't know if there's a note on here, but maybe there should be. We normally notify the contractor to, if he does encounter water. So the soils here generally are, as you can see from the percolation rates, don't perk all that quickly. So even if they do encounter water, they're not going to encounter a lot of water. It's not like trying to de-water gravel or sand. There's not going to be a lot of water. But generally we put a note and we tell the contractor that if he does encounter water, he needs to call us and he needs to call the Conservation Commission agent, and then we come up with a plan depending on where they find the water and how much water there is. I would suggest that the only time they may see water will be when they, and I know it's a shallow water table, but the only time they're going to see it, I think, is when they build the leach bed, not when they put in the house. Because if you look at the house foundation, it's actually above the ground. So I know they're going to go down, some feet to make that work and to meet the building code, but it's highly unlikely they're going to see water. And in that upper layer, it's kind of, you can see we called it a silt loam, so it doesn't have a lot of water in the soil. So we're using, I know what Julia's saying, but we're using your typical, or what you like to see, which is that Groundscapes from Rentham, their filter mitt, which, weighs, 850 pounds per cubic yard. It's average 50 pounds per linear foot. It's a lot bigger than even a 12-inch compost sock. And once it's not, sort of brought in on a truck, it's the burlap is, the mulch is blown into it at the site. And once that's in, it can, sort of settles down, and it almost has like a triangular shape to it. And it doesn't move. If you would like us to, on the 3-to-1 slope, add something once it's loamed. I mean, I'm sure they're going to hydro seed it, but you can do that with a condition, or I can add a note to the plan. But my opinion is that I don't really think it's needs all that much attention. I think that the Groundscapes compost stock, that filter mitt, does a great job of keeping anything from moving across it or over it. So, and then as far as the silt barrier itself, that's pretty much your typical silt barrier. I think for Norfolk, if you want to make the silt fence orange, or if you want to add an orange construction fence, we can do that. We don't mind having the silt fence orange so that the contractor can easily see where he's supposed to stop work, and doesn't, won't migrate out of the limit of work. But we do show that, as you can see, it's almost looped around the entire site. The only gap in it is a little bit on the south side, between where the driveway is and where the road is. And the reason we don't put it there is because that's uphill, so we don't really expect any erosion or any loose soil to migrate in that direction. But so it's kind of my little bit rebuttal, but I don't really have any problem with with Beta's letter, with Julia's letter. And if you want us to make those changes to the plan, as far as the compost sock and as far as the dewatering, and even making it 1 foot contours versus 2 foot contours, we can do that. I mean, I know it's easy for me to read the plan because, I didn't draw it, but my guys drew it at my direction. So it's easy for me to read it and see what's going on. But I can understand how someone else could not see it as easily as I do. So I think with that, Mr. Chairman, if you have any other questions, or if you have any questions for me, I can answer them.
Thank you, John. Janet?
Eddie, no.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So, putting up the orange fence along with compost sock at the bottom to prevent erosion is what you think you would concur with?
So right now we're just saying silt fence and
Yeah.
the filter mitt, right? So
Yeah.
silt fence, the black silt fence, but they do sell orange silt fence. So we can just say it's orange, and it's
Oh.
effective.
Okay,
It's effective as highlighting where the limit of work is. And in fact, we do that more often than not. So I'm, sort of surprised that it's not on our plan that way, but we normally call for orange silt fence.
okay.
Oh, just to clarify, it was on the plan, it just wasn't in the narrative of the notice of intent, so there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. So it was just a clarification.
Yeah. So I do the notices of intent, so you can yell at me for that one.
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah, if you'd make those changes, and since we just got the plan, we can do some further reviews on it, and we'll just continue it until the October meeting, October 14th meeting, and we should be able to conclude it at that time with the changes we've discussed here.
Yeah, so would you like to see the 1 foot contours? Do you think that would help with the?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes, if it's available.
It's simple. It's
Okay.
simple.
Great.
Please, John.
Okay. And then I'll add the language. Is that fair? Is that acceptable to the board? Like I said, we often put language on there that says when groundwater is encountered prior to any dewatering, the contractor shall, stop, call the engineer, call the Conservation Commission agent, and formulate a way in which to handle the groundwater. What I find is no matter what we put on the plan, they do something else, or there's some reason why they can't do what we put on the plan. So I found that the best thing to do is just tell them they need to stop, and the three of us figure it out.
Okay, yeah, put that on the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, and it gives them at least notice that they have to notify people.
And you can believe me, Mr. Chairman, and I'm not trying to say that, trying to take anything away from you, but believe me, when they if they do have to dewater, it is not going to be a lot of water.
Okay.
It just isn't a lot of water in this soil. It's
Okay,
As long as it's not a rainy season.
right. If there's surface water running into a hole, that's a little different.
Yes,
Yeah.
John, I don't want to disagree with you, but I'm very familiar with this, with Montauk and Pennacook in that area.
Yeah.
I've been called by the Norfolk PD and the town of water division to go out there where the water leaks, and it's actual groundwater running down Montauk right across the street. So
Right.
if we have heavy rains, that place gets saturated and there is a lot of groundwater.
Right.
It's going right where that septic system is located.
Yeah.
So I think we definitely, Dave, want to have some kind of dewatering system put in place in case that does happen.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying we're not going to do it. I'm just saying that, at least in my experience from this one lot and the holes we've dug and the times we've seen groundwater, it doesn't rush into the hole.
I agree with you at this time of the season. We've had a very dry summer.
No,
Very.
I understand. Oftentimes the water will run like sort of between the layers of the soil, and it can be, then you have to deal with it. So it's no problem. We'll put the note on there, and we'll make sure the contractor understands that he doesn't have, free reign to do whatever he wants if he encounters groundwater.
okay. Appreciate that, John. Okay, is there any other comments from the commissioners or anybody in the audience? wave your hand. Speak. Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to continue 11 Pennacook Street until October 14th at 7:05 PM.
I'll make a motion to continue 11 Pennacook Street, NOI 240-633 until October 14th. And what time do we want?
7:05.
At 7:05 PM.
Alan Finney, I will second that motion.
Any further discussion? Okay, let's do the roll call. Alex,
11 Pennacook Street.
Aye.
That's notice of intent.
Alan,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Alex,
Aye.
Fred,
Aye.
and Val.
Aye.
And I say aye. So it passes. We'll see you, as soon as you make those corrections, John, please get them to Janet, a new copy of the plan, so then she can review it before the next meeting. And we'll see you on the 14th.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Okay, 180 Union Street, do we have a DEP number yet?
No, we do not.
Okay. Who's here to talk about that?
I'm Charles Perret, owner of Environmental Contracting Company. Can you see us?
Yes,
No.
a little bit.
Right there, the camera.
Okay.
Is that better?
Mr. DiFilippo, what is your name again? Your first name?
My name is Mark.
Okay.
Since we really can't do anything about it, we'll let you talk for a few minutes and bring us up to date on what's going on.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Charles Perret from Environmental Contracting Company. Mr. DiFilippo is proposing to put in a swimming pool in his backyard. He's 130 feet away from the wetlands area. It's a level backyard. I sent over the plans a while ago, and basically he's just looking to move forward on it with, we'll be putting in erosion control and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, we'd like to move ahead on it, but without a DEP number, we cannot.
I understand that. We've been having problems with DEP releasing numbers on projects. They say it's the Corona thing that's going on. We sent all the information out. And we couldn't even send it registered because there's nobody there to accept it in a registered area. So we it was all sent out. It's just a matter of having them get up and do it.
Yeah.
But we understand your position. But we'd like to, is there any questions that the Conservation Committee had for us regarding the project?
Okay, Janet? Would you like to go first?
No, somebody else can go first. I'm shuffling papers, sorry.
Okay. Any other commissioners? Do you have any questions, comments?
If I could just ask where the location of this property is in regards to Union Street and King Street, where is it right in that corner?
The second one up from King Street, not on the corner, the one further up going towards north on the right.
The red one?
Yes, across from the field.
Okay, yep.
So we're talking about an in-ground pool?
Yes. 18 by 36.
Yeah.
This is where the access road is to the well site out back, correct?
Yes, that would be on the left side of the property.
Okay.
Amy, can you blow this up? The picture, the plan? Where's the road, Alan?
Right to the left, all the way to the left, Dave, you can see that access road goes to the Rentham's, one of their well sites, but it's quite a ways back.
Okay,
The property behind there is pretty flat.
okay. Um,
David, when there's a chance, I got a question for him.
yes,
Just, sorry, flipping through the notice of intent. Um, for buffer zone resource area impacts, you've got it marked for riverfront area, 200 foot all other projects, but I don't see the numbers put in here for the disturbance for this project.
We're out of the 100-foot zone.
But remember that whole letter I did with how much they had left for riverfront area? Did you guys calculate how much this proposed work is going to use of that riverfront?
Yes, it's gonna use 1,720 square feet. There's a credit of 2,100. There's a 2,149 square feet. What's proposed is, including the pool and the patio, is 1,720 square feet. So there's a credit of 650 square feet.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if I might, way back, and I think that was with the pictures, but they originally had a small house there and built a new house and then moved into the new hulks, and that because of the perennial there, they had the riverfront, so they're only allowed a certain percentage of riverfront disturbance. So when Mark started last year with, according to Mr. DiFilippo, he said if his wife wants a pool and if they can't put a pool on the property, then they were going to have to move. So I did up the letter with what they had used before, what was remaining for riverfront area that they haven't disturbed yet. And if nothing else has changed on the site, that was their window that they had left for disturbance of the riverfront area. So even when I was out there the other day with Amy DiFilippo to get the picture out back, but it's still the same way it was, the same lawn. They haven't put in tennis courts or anything else. So I feel comfortable with all that. The stream hasn't moved or anything. So, you know, they're just using some of that riverfront area that's left. Just keep that in mind, because you're not gonna have enough numbers left to put in another pool or anything. Just putting that out there too. But the only thing, and maybe trying to call DEP, the central office, to see if somebody can find that. Did they get that, or can you fax a copy over? Because I don't want that part of it. I know it's been tough with all this adjustments that we've been going through for this situation, but just to see if somebody has it, if they can find it, not find it, let you know. Can you fax it to someone just so they get that, so we can keep processing this along for you?
Great, thank you.
Okay, yep.
any other questions, comments from the board or people in attendance? Okay, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion for 180 Union Street to continue until October 14th at 7:15 p.m.
Is
Alex
that-
Wysek, so moved.
Okay, second.
Charlie Frere, second.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Okay, we'll take a roll call. Alex,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Val,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Fred,
Aye.
Alexandra,
Aye.
and I vote aye. So we'll see you on the 14th. And yeah, work with Janet and we'll try to get the DP number so we can get this project moving on for you.
Sure. Was everything else in order?
I believe so.
Great.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah.
We'll
Don't
wait
change
for the-
anything.
No, we're not gonna. We'll wait for that
Okay.
DEP number. And what my company does is we do the erosion control also. So we'll be handling the 8-inch compost sock. It's a 3-to-1 slope ratio there, so it's very, very comfortable.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, is there any other new
That's it.
business or action items?
David, was the other Eagle, because I talked with him, let him know that he didn't need a permit from conservation for working near that vernal pool. Does he need a,
For behind the school you're talking about?
yeah,
Yeah,
sign
he needs a sign off on that. And I told him that I'll coordinate with him to get that signed off. So you were pleased with what he had done?
yes, it was, it wasn't like going through the wind forest. But he had it marked nice, with the pink was on the ground so you could see where he was going in. Here's his area. And just, no questions asked, nice, and I appreciated that.
Did we give him any arrows to mark the
Yeah.
trail, or doesn't it need it?
I think he put some up, Dave. I believe.
Did he, Janet?
I don't think he's gotten any arrows. I don't remember seeing arrows, and it's probably about 75 feet, 100 feet in.
I mean, if it doesn't need any direction, then we don't need to do it, but.
It's right off the parking lot or paved area, whatever. It's my first time roaming out there, but it shouldn't be that bad because you're just kind of going in a slight curve and it's fairly straight, and then poof, you're at the end. So
Is there any signs there, Janet?
he was saying something about a sign. Maybe if I had looped behind the building, there was no direction, so I just kind of parked maybe where the teachers parked and then walked over. But he was saying being near a sign.
Okay, I'll drive by tomorrow and all, but yeah, I'll coordinate with Sam, and maybe we'll if there isn't any, we'll order a sign to.
No, but I wanted to, and I got pictures, but I didn't send it to you. But there's 2 Kundi Forest signs or something right where my desk is. They're pretty good sign too. So
What are they?
They're in the office. I took pictures, so I'll email you those pictures. They've got the holes in the top and bottom to go right on the post. They've been sitting tucked between file cabinets, and they surfaced when everything got moved. So.
And what do they say?
Don't make me know something about the Kundi. I don't know exactly what they say.
Okay.
I'll send you those exciting pictures.
When are you in the office again?
Tomorrow, sir.
Tomorrow, okay. Because I'll have Karen bring in the other signs that I have. I think they're the rule. I don't know what they are anymore. But there's, I think, 4 or 5 of them. I think it's the rules and regulations.
Oh, I thought Public Works was going to put those up around their property.
My property?
No, town conservation parcels throughout town.
Yeah, but you could storm at your office than my basement.
That's fine. We'll just have to get in touch with Public Works. Get that taken
Okay.
care of. All right.
Amy, did you order the signs?
No, they're not ordered yet. They'll be ordered tomorrow.
Okay. I met with some Lions today. We walked through Campbell Forest. There's a couple of trees down across the trail. They will set up a work day and go in and cut those up and throw them on the side. Plus, there's a number of dead trees near the trail that they'll cut down and fall into the woods so that it'll be all cleaned up. So they'll probably happen within the next 30 days.
Hey, Dave, on the North Street lot where you park to go into Campbell,
Yes.
There's 2 big piles of mulch in there. What's going to happen with that?
Oh, thank you, Fred. They will be spreading that. Probably on a separate day. They'll go in one day and cut down the trees and do all the trimming. And then they'll have another work day and spread the mulch or the wood chips. And I'll order some more
Yeah,
from
wood
the
chips.
tree guy. And for free, he'll give us another 30, 60 yards. So as long as we have workers out there, they can spread as much as we have.
Great.
And hopefully we
Yeah.
can get a good portion of it done.
Yeah, because that's been there all
Yeah,
summer, and it's not that like there's a lot of cars in there, but it really limits it to 1 car maybe.
yeah.
right now.
They were supposed to, the Lions were going to do it in April, and then with COVID and all the restrictions, they let it go, and then they forgot about it. So I brought it up to them last night at a meeting, and they were prompt to come out today and take a look at it, and they'll come up with a plan.
Oh, good. Thanks, Dave.
Excuse me, David.
Yes,
We do have somebody with a hand up. Donna Jones may have a question.
yes, Donna.
Hello. New
Hello.
subject. Did anybody from the Lawrence Street project, Abbeville, contact conservation?
Regarding what?
Well, there's housing going to go in, and they're required to allocate some conservation land, some open space. And the last zoning board meeting was the discussion of who owns and who can have access to the open space.
Yep, I remember that.
The current resident said, right on Lawrence Street at the edge of this project is like 5 acres owned by the town. And then you slip over the border into Franklin and follow, maybe you're going on to somebody's private property a little bit. And then you come into another big area of Norfolk owned property. And the developer said, well, if my tenants are owning the property, we don't want other people on it because of liability. And the current neighbors said, developer, could you give us like a 10-foot wide path on your property? And he said, yes, I'll make it. I don't want the responsibility of it. The town would have to have responsibility for the path.
Janet, could you look at the maps and see those couple of parcels? But yeah, I think we need to talk to the developer, and so there is public access, because, yeah, Donna, he also said that he was going to limit it to the tenant or the homeowners in the development and not probably for the public. And that's when he got around to maybe putting a path in and allowing other people to go in. But yeah, we'll need to talk to Mr. DePlacido about that. But if you could pull those 2 parcels of land, Janet, and then maybe we can sit down with Mr. DePlacido and the zoning board.
And I could point you right to it if you wanted to go to Main Street Maps. Doesn't have to be during this meeting, but it's right on the Franklin border.
Okay, the 2 parcels? Okay,
You get the plots up there. The last one on the Franklin border in the lower left is Norfolk's. Then there's a little bit of the developers, and you keep going up and you're going towards the railroad tracks, and it's Norfolk's again.
Was it marked on the plans for the ZBA?
The developer only showed his property. And I was talking Main Street Map /MA/Norfolk because it has the plot lines. But if you want to go with this, oh, okay. "17 Lawrence Street."
Can you see that?
So the tan line on the left shows Franklin. And if you
Yep.
zoom in where the word Lawrence is, one of those properties is currently owned. The assessor's information says owned by the selectmen, and the code is 9300.
Amy, can you zoom in a little bit? Because the one above the CE, is that a house there? So that might not be that one. Excuse me.
I'm not sure, but somewhere there are two houses that are to be demolished. I don't know if that's one of them.
Yeah, I think it is right to the left of the development, isn't it? Or one of them.
But the property to the left of it that just, I think the page ends in 11 there, right against the tan area.
Yep.
That's currently owned by Norfolk.
No, okay.
Moving up, you go not owned by Norfolk. And if you keep going up, this, what is currently in the upper left,
The 12?
12 is owned by Norfolk. And if you keep going up, there's another one. The little trapezoid.
The 221?
Right. So, and on the Franklin side, there's current park area,
Yeah.
open space area, and the current residents of across Lawrence Street were saying this is a good greenway for us. You're really giving us a disservice if you cut us off from
Yeah.
getting at this.
Okay. Jane, if, yeah, you do your thing of working with the assessors, and then maybe we need to talk with the select board and see what we can do to get that property changed over, and we can make it a conservation property, and as Donna said, a greenway for the residents of Norfolk, and especially on Lawrence Street. And then working with Tommy on any access we need.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate your homework. Okay, I guess the next piece of business is the drought guidance. I guess we're all aware of that. Alan, do you want to say anything?
No, it's every year, Dave. We've got a water ban effect, and yes, we are in a severe drought. We need rain. That's
Okay.
all I have to say. But,
Virginia got over 3.5 inches today, and it was still raining this
yeah,
afternoon.
we want it in slow, not dumped all on us. That's not good either. Coissett's pool will be down the street if we get it that way.
Picky.
Yeah.
One more thing, David,
Yes,
a date for the November meeting,
yes.
because we already have something that's supposed to be on the November meeting. We just don't know when that is. Because that second Wednesday's a holiday. Town hall's closed. We can't have meetings then.
Okay, let me,
So November 11th is a holiday.
we could do it on the 10th, the Tuesday.
Does that mess with ZBA or any?
ZBA meets when, Amy, in November?
They're on Wednesdays also. So,
Are they meeting on the 4th and 18th?
yes. Well, no, I don't know that actually. They'll definitely meet on the 18th. The 4th, I'm not sure. They're going back to once a month meetings, I think. I don't
Okay.
know.
Oh, so if we want to keep it on a Wednesday, let's do it on, claim the 4th for our meeting. If everybody's agreeable. Oh, you have ZBA on the 4th.
No, yeah, no, I don't. That's just a placeholder.
Oh.
We'll kick them out and put us in for a
I
place.
will. I will.
Okay, let's do that.
Look, right in the trash.
Yeah, Jesus.
Adios.
Okay, anything else we want to say about the drought? Just, yeah, just live with it until we get some moisture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, any other, we didn't get minutes, did we?
No,
Okay,
I'll get them out. I'll send you 2 sets, hopefully early next week.
okay. Is there anything else before us? Anybody else have something they want to say or bring up?
You have anything?
Jack, what do you say?
Good training, Jim.
Anything to say?
Schools canceled the rest of the week.
That's okay. It doesn't start till next week.
Ah, okay. Then if there's nothing else, then we can take a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? The meeting's adjourned. We will see you in October 14th.
Good night, all.
Thank you all.
Good night.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye, Jack.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, let's go.